Hello, hello! Welcome back to VBS Event Summaries. The order of focus events has changed up just a little bit compared to the first rotation, as today we're back with Kohane and the legend still vivid. Sorry, Akito fans. Oh wait, I'm not actually that sorry. The legend still vivid ran on the JP server from February 9th through the 16th, 2022. The commissioned song for this event is Flyer. As with most of these middle events, I know absolutely nothing about what we're getting into today. We're still in the range of events from before I started playing, so let's build up that lore knowledge. While talking with Minori and Shiho about different ways their groups run practices, the topic of watching recordings of professionals as reference material comes up. Watching a video of Rad Weekend would totally help VBS with their goal, right? But that's the issue. There aren't any. No phones or cameras were allowed inside the venue at Rad Weekend, so there's absolutely no outside documentation other than from the people who were actually there. This also contributes to why Rad Weekend was such a legendary event. Kohane wants to learn more about Rad Weekend in order to have the same mental image of the event, like the forest from Toya's focus last time. There isn't much left in the way of undiscovered Rad Weekend content, though. Even the venue where Rad Weekend was held has been closed for a good while now. Kohane heads off to her training with Taiga, still wondering about what to do. Taiga takes Kohane on another walk around Vivid Street. He wants her to be able to see through music, and a bunch of other nebulous stuff that I'm not quite sure how to explain. While walking though, Kohane runs into a musician she was in a lot of events with in the past, and they talk about Rad Weekend a bit. This person was there, and they mentioned seeing someone with a camera somewhere in the crowd, so there might be a video somewhere out there. And, Taiga might know the details. Nope. Taiga is sure that nobody documented Rad Weekend in any way, shape, or form, not even the staff, because that event was a night meant for the eyes and ears of those who were able to be there. Kohane desperately asks Taiga to tell her more about what Rad Weekend was like through his perspective, and though he can't offer any videos or pictures, he can take Kohane to the place where it all happened. Taiga says he'll pull a few strings and ask the former owner of the venue to let them have a little look. And apparently, the invitation is being extended to the rest of VBS too, which is good. I'm glad it's not just Kohane being given special treatment again. I wasn't going to mention this little conversation An has with her dad about going to see the Rad Weekend venue, but he has this short little inner monologue where he thinks about Taiga's motives for going out of his way for VBS. He must not want to let her down. Additionally, Ken thinks it may be time to hand that to them, whatever that's supposed to mean. The group meets up with the owner outside of the venue, an elderly woman who's known Ken and Taiga since they were high schoolers themselves. She's been visiting every so often to keep the place tidy, but still, much of it should be unchanged. After all, Rad Weekend was the final event ever held at this place. As soon as they enter and the lights flicker on, VBS is confronted with the very place their benchmark event took place. An and Akito are absolutely awestruck seeing it again, though Kohane and Toya comment that the venue is much smaller than all of the stories make it out to be. Why perform here? Well, Taiga says that they've been singing here for ages, and it just felt right to choose this venue. Oh, and just because I haven't mentioned them yet, Len nearly blows his own cover by jump-scaring Kohane. Miku is there too, they're just not doing a whole lot other than reacting. Kohane asks to stand up on the stage, and Taiga convinces the owner to let them. Once they all get up there, Miku prompts Kohane to start singing. This whole sequence feels a bit like a stereotypical teenage movie where they all start singing and dancing randomly. They are cringe, but at least they're free, right? Back at Weekend Garage, Ken welcomes VBS plus Taiga back to the present. He notices that Taiga has a strange look on his face. I'm just going to quote his thoughts here because I couldn't try to speculate on what this means if I tried. A flashback of the moment before their Rad Weekend performance plays, with Taiga and who I assume is Nagi's silhouette speaking. Ken thinks, so that's it. Taiga wants Kohane and her to... This has to be why he was willing to show them COL. Maybe not consciously, but if Taiga's going to make a move like that, it's time for me to act as well. Ken asks An to flip over the sign on the front to closed, and then he takes out a DVD. It's a video of Rad Weekend, taken by the owner herself. Ken's kept it a secret for so long that not even Taiga knew it existed. While VBS sets up the projector, Kohane overhears Ken talking with Taiga about the DVD. Apparently, it was Nagi's idea to record the event in secret. Nagi is the third and final member of the Rad Weekend group, and Taiga's younger sister, if you remember. Kohane asks Taiga to pass on her thanks to Nagi. Before we actually get to watch the recording, though, there's a flashback of An's perspective of Rad Weekend. It was confirmed earlier that Rad Weekend happened 3 years ago, so An is still pretty young at this point. The flashback isn't anything we haven't heard before, though we do get a model reveal for Nagi, the name of their trio unit, which is Radder, and the fact that Ken and Taiga looked really wound up before they went on stage. Nagi starts the show off by herself, which is novel since the whole group usually starts off at the same time, and the crowd goes absolutely ballistic. She gives an inspirational speech, ensuring that this night will be nothing less than legendary. Radder performs last, and as you might expect by now, they are so super awesome and epic and cool. Nagi tells Ken and Taiga something after the show, a resigned smile on her face, but we don't get to know what she says. Apparently that was the recording. We just got some inner thoughts from An and Akito along the way. I'm sure you can guess the reactions of Kohane and Toya. It's all run-of-the-mill, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life type stuff. Ken asks Kohane if she thinks that they can surpass it. And, while watching the performance exceeded all of her expectations, and the thought of surpassing something this amazing is terrifying beyond all belief, Kohane isn't going to waver. She feels even more determined to reach their goal, no matter how many hurdles they'll have to overcome. They can do it. Kohane's improvement skyrockets once again, almost as if she's been able to place herself inside of that video. The rest of VBS isn't about to be left behind, though, and with Kohane relaying all of what Taiga's teaching her, this squad is about to make some serious strides. And that's it for this one. Once again, I went into this event with low expectations and came away feeling a lot better about the direction VBS is going in. I keep worrying that these middle events will be full of basically nothing, as we lay the groundwork for the bigger events down the road, but this one was actually way more impactful than I thought it was going to be. Kohane and Toya actually seeing Rad Weekend? Ken and Taiga fighting again? All the Nagi hints? Yeah, good stuff. Flyer is an okay song too. I think it's fine for the event. Kohane's card is super cute as well. Okay, next up on the list is The Power of Unity, Akito's second focus event. I'll see you then.